the Berlin Eagles lead the overall championship standings. Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, need to bounce back. And Falkensvaart United have a serious point to prove in their title defense. From Miami Beach, we travel 3,500 kilometers westwards to Mexico City for round 3 of the GCL. And we take the enormous, difficult jump from sand to grass. You'll get all the information and all the action right here on GCTV. Let's go to stage 3 of the GCL.
Mexico City. With a strong sense of indigenous culture. A buzzing metropolis nesting high up on the mountains. Here, top riders will jump higher than ever. An electric atmosphere blossoms from the triumph. The Longines Global Champions Tour of Mexico City. From the 28th of April to the 1st of May.
Ancient culture, and of course we look forward to rich heritage. It is all coming up this weekend on GCTV as we make our way to Mexico City. My name is Mark Lewis, and thank you for joining us this weekend as we stand by for the 3rd stage of the Global Champions League. It is going to be an enticing and exciting stage. Much like in Miami Beach, we have yet to see a double clear at the end of a GCL weekend in Mexico City. Maybe 2022 finally is that year. Let's remind you as to what has brought us to this point and what has played out thus far in the GCL in 2022.
Hello and welcome to the 2022 Global Champions League season. It kicks off right here in Doha, Qatar on the Arabic Peninsula. A new team for this 2022 season, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. Hearts win in Doha. Hamburg Giants come second, and Madrid in motion make it onto the podium. Welcome to Miami Beach, Global Champions League. Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M with Olivier Philippart and Nicolas Philippart. Winners from Doha sink to last place. What a bad day at the office. Golden Eagles with Ludger Beerbaum and Christian Koekkoek. And Christian Koekkoek is 2 fences away from writing history in Miami Beach. And it's a win for Berlin Eagles. What a climax here in Miami Beach.
It has been an intriguing start to the 2022 season. First, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, dominating in the early stages. And then we saw Berlin Eagles, who quickly now have started to put themselves across as serious title contenders, dominating in Miami Beach. Will they do so again this weekend? Or will we see a 3rd different winner in as many seasons for the start of the season? Well, where does it leave us from the overall championship concerned? Let's take a look at the tables and remind you as to how things look, because you may well see a very unique looking team placed in 14th position. It has been a difficult start to their title defense for Falkensvaart United, and Paris Panthers, who we put down as one of the pre-season favorites with so much talent in their ranks, find themselves tied for 9th with Prague Lions on 27 points. So, as far as the top half of the table is concerned, well, now things get interesting, because impressive performances from the Rome Gladiators and Hamburg Giants put them towards the top half. Shanghai Swans, last year's runners-up, have failed to get going, but Hamburg Giants, Madrid in motion, and as we said, Berlin Eagles have put together an outstanding start to the 2022 season. Where will it go from here? Have they simply stolen points of true championship contenders, or are they themselves real championship contenders? Well, we spoke to Ludger Beerbaum on the Insider not too long ago, and he told us that maybe that the Berlin Eagles are perhaps far more a championship contender than what he is as far as the LGCT title is concerned. We'll discuss more of that on Saturday. But as far as it stands now, 3 competitions in the 2022 season, the Berlin Eagles are the real team to catch. We'll be chatting to Frederik de Backer in a few moments' time. In fact, he is standing by for us in the Mexico City ring. Frederik de Backer, Buenas tardes and bienvenido to Mexico City. How lovely to have you. Where is the sombrero? No?
Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Tutto bene. No, that's Italian, sorry. No, very good, actually. No sombrero, no sombrero. I should have had one. Yesterday, I spent maximum 50 minutes out in the sun, and I got sunburned like never before. So today, I'm a little bit more cautious, also quite heavy, that it's a little bit overcloud, a little bit clouds in the sky. But for the rest, I am absolutely loving it. It is electric, this venue. The arena, the venue, the people, the decoration, the commercial village, it's buzzing. There's so much going on. It's fantastic.
Frederick, immediately you just get the sense of it being so different to round two. Visually, of course, standing on the grass, it just comes across as so completely different. Let's talk sports. We change arenas, we change circumstances drastically. What can these riders expect on that beautiful grass top in Mexico City?
They can expect one of the best grass rings in the world. If my cameraman follows me down, this is the grass ring. We've got Valkenswaard, of course, and we've got Hamburg, we've got Madrid, and every venue has got its own typical grass. If you try to get your fingers in between the grass to find the ground, you just can't get through both the roots and the leaves of the grass. It's so dense, it's so interweaving. It's like a rug, it's like a carpet. It bounces, it moves. It's a trampoline for horses. It's a fantastic grass ring. We spoke with Peter Grant, course designer, who is very happy to build on this grass ring as well. It's a great venue. You hear it, you see it when riders walk into this ring for the course walk, or when they make it here for the first time. They're delighted to be riding on such a grass ring. Not that Miami Beach wasn't good, but the quality of this ground is so specific, and it's got this very special vibe to it. There's one person sitting on a lawnmower all the time, making these perfect, I don't know if you can see it, Mark, making these perfect strokes or lines into the grass. It gives you a little bit of a Wembley feeling, of a football stadium feeling, and that makes it very, very special.
The surface does look absolutely sensational. I look forward to seeing how it's going to play out today. Frederick, I wonder, of this big arena, this beautiful grass top, I wonder who this might favor throughout the weekend. I know during the Insider we suggested perhaps Madrid in Motion. Are you sticking by that? Who do you feel could benefit the most on an arena like this?
Well, straight away, if you think about an arena with these dimensions, it's 125 meters length, it's 75 meters across. Straight away, you think about the big galloping horses. Now, what did we see in the first classes that have been run here on this ring? If you have a line where you want to leave out a stride, let's say you want to do 7 in a line of 8, you've got a big striding horse, you leave out a stride. What happens on this ring is that contrary to, for example, Miami or Doha, horses have the tendency to keep lengthening their stride, maybe because they come from Miami. So even when you leave out a stride, you can find yourself easily way too close. So stride is not necessarily the big advantage. You don't always have to look at the big striding horses. Those big striding horses still need to have enough control to stay on the hind leg. What also strikes me is that a lot of horses look extremely fresh. They had, let's call it a week's break in between Miami and the stage here in Mexico, and they look very fresh, very alive, very energetic. So you've got that freshness, and you've got that length of the stride, that length of the arena. So not just stride, but also control will be important. A horse with a good balance will suit really well on this ring, I think.
Frederick, I wonder if the altitude might come into play here. We know in any other sporting code, people talk about altitude and performing at altitude being incredibly difficult. Remind us just where we are in the world and what we are kind of talking about here, and what impact that may have on the biggest athletes of the day, which are the horses.
Well, for the horses, they've been here for more than 10 days now. They've well adapted to the altitude. I went running earlier this week, and you do feel it. You do kind of feel that you lack a little bit of oxygen, a little bit of gasoline that is like. We are at, what is it, 2,250 meters above sea level. This is literally the highest Grand Prix on the Longines Global Champions Tour, not in terms of size of the fences, but surely in terms of surface, we're 2,250 meters above sea level. For the horses, I think they've adjusted already with them being here for the last 10 days. Also, if you look at the results in the past, historic results, Mexican horses that are adapted to the altitude. It's not that they outperformed the European horses who flew in. So I don't think it will play that much of an impact on the horses. Now, I did see a few riders struggling with the altitude. I think it has more impact on riders than on horses. Some riders have complained about altitude sickness, if that is the right word to describe it. Others are just a little bit short of breath if they're not in excellent shape. So a fit rider will also have the advantage here in Mexico City.
Okay, so some very testing conditions. Frederick, we'll let you get back to your course walk. We'll come back to you in a few moments' time. Frederick De Backer, thank you. Please hold on for us. We'll be coming back to him in a couple moments' time. He's already mentioned the fact that altitude could play a bit of a role today. European horses versus the Mexican-based horses. What kind of impact is that going to have? We spoke to some of the riders about performing and competing in Mexico City, and they shared their thoughts with GCTV.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get there. I hear from everybody that it's one of the most beautiful venues, and it has a big cross field that I know, so I'm excited to get there next week.
I think it's definitely much more of a normal show. Here there's a lot going on, and in Mexico it's just a nice big grass arena. It's a bit more like a normal environment for them guys, so hopefully we can hopefully be like a normal week.
I bring two horses there, the two same ones as here. I have Gaga. For her it's really good that it's a big grass field because it's a big scopy horse. So here is a bit hard for me. And then the other one is, yeah, he has been in Spain in Sunshine Tour, so I think it should be fine as well.
It's not like the bloody big C next year and people hanging off the edge.
The grass must be unbelievable. The surrounding probably. I heard that the food and the drinks are really good in Mexico, so...
So the food and the drinks are very good in Mexico. If there is nothing else to look forward to this weekend, well, maybe the food and drinks will be encouraging the riders to perform very well this weekend. We look forward to seeing the best in show jumping this weekend as well, because that is what we promised you. Now, in the latest edition of Team Talk, you can hear from Christian Koekkoek and just how the Berlin Eagles are progressing throughout what has been a very impressive start to their season. What are their ambitions? What are their goals? And what is their strategy focusing on Mexico City? Let's hear from Christian Koekkoek.
Do the horses that Berlin Eagles have here in Mexico, Mexico City, do they suit this ring?
Yes, definitely, I would say. Yeah. I have, actually, we have the same pair of horses, and to be very honest, before the trip, we said, okay, Miami might be not the perfect show for our horses, Mumbai and Mila. But okay, that went actually good enough. But we said, okay, Mexico, that should be actually the perfect place for our two horses.
So if they were already performing so well at the start of the season, Christian Koekkoek suggesting and perhaps sending out a rather ominous warning sign to their competitors that this Mexico City ring may well go and suit their horses even better this weekend. One of the many new faces that you may well see throughout this weekend as well is new course designer Peter Grant. For the first two events of the year, we've had Uliana Vezani, the maestro, taking care of Doha and Miami Beach. And for the first time in the 2022 season, we welcome Peter Grant. Let's learn more about the course designer this weekend.
My name is Peter Grant. I'm a Canadian course designer from Calgary, Alberta. It's my first time here on the Global Champions Tour, and my job will be putting together the courses for competition this weekend. For me, it's really a fantastic arena. The footing is amazing. Of course, anytime with grass, you need to be careful and make sure you have new footing and new lines each time. But it's the way I'm used to working, and for me to build in this venue is it's world class. It's hard to overstate. I really wanted to make sure that I asked a little bit of everything, so some diversity, some technical questions, places to go fast, and my mindset really is ask the appropriate questions and then try to let the riders gallop and be the stars of the show. What I would expect from the first round of the Global Champions League is a nice, easing into the 2 days. I think there's good places to go fast. There's a little bit of scope questions, but we'll save more of those for on Saturday. So for me, it's going to be a little bit more handiness, control, and maybe more skill questions for the first day. And then as we get into the second day, ask for a little bit more in the scope.
So welcome to the Global Champions League. Peter Grant, we look forward to seeing your work play out over the upcoming weekend. Some beautiful drone shots of Mexico City as we stand by to get ready for the third event of the 2022 GCL season. Welcome to GCTV as we stand by and get ready to go back to the ring, back to the arena. Frederick de Backer is standing by for us to give us his thoughts. Frederick, I see you are standing by. We've just heard from Peter Grant, a brand new face on the Global Champions League arena. You are inside his ring, inside his ground. Tell us what you have made thus far of Mr. Grant and what he's put together.
Unfortunately, I didn't get so far just yet. I got to fence 6, but what struck me, what you don't see with your eye if you think you're watching on television, is there's a little bit of a slope actually in the arena. It's not much, but it's light. The one thing where I got, and I want to point out, is the line from 5 to 6. It goes a little bit downhill. It's on a late dogleg. There's a late curve in the line. There's that Oxo with the plank in front. It's going to be a very delicate line. It looks like it at the moment, but that's how far I've got. So far, I can agree with what he said about being easy on the scope and being a little bit more precise on the handiness and the delicacy of the fences.
Frederick, let's talk some team news. I know on the Insider in particular, we spoke a lot about the under-25 riders, and I just saw a man walk past you, and I have no doubt that you will weave your magic wand and be able to try and get Gilles Thomas into the show. I see that he is starting. There are multiple teams that have opted for youth today, and we want to see more of that on the GCL. If and when, let's hear from you first. What are your thoughts on some of those team lineup decisions?
Well, this is one of the biggest decisions, of course. Valkenswaard United struggling for points in this 2022 championship. Came out of the 21 championship as the champions. And here we have an LGCT podium finisher with us who is dropped into the team to start straight away, Gilles Thomas. First of all, congratulations on that podium finish, but that's 2 weeks ago. Let's focus on today. As an individual, you did outstanding, but as a team, you're really, really struggling.
Yes, it's true. We had not the start like last year. Okay, the season is still long, but we need to have some good results now, otherwise it's going to be difficult.
It's plain and easy. And if this is another result like it has been in Doha and Miami, do you think you have still a chance for the championship?
It's difficult. You never know with the season going on, 16 stages, but I think for our team it's best that we end up quite high in the rankings this week. Yeah.
I don't want to push you too much. Let's talk course. You've walked it. What do you think of it? What stands out?
Okay, it's a totally different show than in Miami. Now we have a big grass arena, so a little bit more massive jumps. But okay, we have more time here. It's a bit bigger maybe than Miami. Here you need a bit more scope. Yeah, let's see.
Is there anything that stands out so far that could be tricky for you, that you say, keep an eye on that will be tough for the rest of the field as well?
Yeah, there are quite some lines that are a bit tricky, like their fence number 6 is quite into the VIP jump, and then 7 comes quite quick. It's a small vertical, skinny one, so yeah.
Delicate, okay, I hear what you say. Gilles, how did this come together that you were dropped into the team? Was it mentioned already straight away after Miami? Was it mentioned just here when you came to Mexico? Because everybody knows your talent, but many were surprised that it took so long before you were launched into the team.
Okay, like Miami was my first global for this year, so I didn't ask to go in a team. It's Jan's decision, but I had good results there in Miami, so he asked me, your horse jumps good on the grass or not? I said, yeah, I went to a Sunshine Tour a few weeks ago and they jump good there, so okay, our horses can be not one day is like the other day, so it depends a bit on the shape they are, but normally I think my horse jumps good on the grass, so let's see.
All right, I'm going to wish you best of luck. I'm going to let you walk the course and get ready with your team. Thanks for talking to us, Gilles Thomas for Valkenswaard United. He keeps the pressure off of himself and of his team, but to me, Mark, it's a do-or-die weekend already, third stage of the season, do-or-die for Valkenswaard United.
Absolutely, Frederick, I agree with you. His 11-year-old Bay, Luna van den Denelhof, will be jumping with Gilles Thomas today. But Stockholm Hearts, Frederick, I see have also opted for youth. Tell us about who they've decided to put into their team for this weekend, because, again, this is a name that we've been calling out for. Finally, we get a first look.
Yeah, it's a little bit like magic, because you're referring to Lily Atwood. Guess who's alongside of me? Lily Atwood, come and join me. Lily Atwood, Stockholm Hearts, very strong start out in Doha, not as strong in Miami. It was your first GC appearance in Miami. Are you now ready and fit to go for GCL?
Yeah, my horse is feeling super. She jumped really well on the grass yesterday. Also felt very good in Miami, so I was glad to get a round under my belt in the GCL, you know, without the pressure of being on the team. So now we feel ready, and hopefully we can get a few more points.
Everybody has labeled this team as the favourites for the championship in 2022, a new team that is being put together, and all of a sudden is straight away a favourite. Do you feel any pressure?
Of course, there's always a bit of pressure. You know, it's one thing being favourites, but you also have to perform, and, you know, we do have to. It's difficult. Everything's difficult, and it's a long season. It's only the beginning, so.
If you walk this course, are you able to put in a necessary clear round for the team?
I think the course suits me and my mare. Everything's very flowing and nice. The strides are all really even, so I'm confident. She feels in great shape.
Did you discuss the course with your teammates? Can you tell me, Gilles Thomas talked to us about the line 5 to 6 as being maybe a little bit delicate. Is there anything else that for you and your teammates stands out as difficult?
Yeah, I went through it with Nicola. We think 7 to 8 is a bit difficult because the ground is a bit uneven at the doubles, and if you see, it's all a bit higher on the right-hand side of the double. So you want to jump it on the left, smaller then.
Without them running out of the double, of course.
Yes, of course.
All right, we're going to let you go. Wish you best of luck. Thanks for talking to us, Lily Atwood. Debut, Mark, for Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. Exciting new pairing for that team, Lily Atwood and her horse.
So, Frederick, we are seeing youth from Valkenswaard United. We are seeing youth from Stockholm Hearts. I see that there is no such call from the Berlin Eagles, the championship leaders, sticking with a very, very tried and tested combination. They did so well on the sand in Miami. Are we putting them down again today as favourites? We spoke to Ludger, who said they perhaps could be championship contenders. Do the Berlin Eagles roll on in Mexico City today?
If they will, I don't know. But it is remarkable that Doha round 1, Mila and Mumbai. Doha round 2, Mila and Mumbai. Miami round 1, Mila and Mumbai. Miami round 2, Mila and Mumbai. Mexico round 1, Mila and Mumbai again. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So they really believe in that lineup. They told us in the inside that they're going to switch the lineup once they get back to Europe, to Madrid. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to do for GCL round 2. But also in team talk, it was Christian Koekkoek who told us that these horses were actually aimed for this venue and not for Miami, where they already won. So they believe that the horses really suits on this arena.
Well, we look forward to seeing how that play out. Frederick, before I let you go, who has caught your eye today? Are you keeping an eye on Paris Panthers? Also loads of experience there, an exciting lineup for Rome Gladiators too. We've already spoken about Berlin and Valkenswaard. Who is catching your eye ahead of GCL round 1?
Kathrin Eckermann with Chao Li for Shanghai Swans. Not Calamania, not the Grand Prix winner, but she goes to Chao Li, her own bred horse. That's something that caught my eye. Jack Whittaker didn't get a good result in Miami. Does get a second chance here in Mexico. Didn't compete on the team even in Miami, but does get into the team here in Mexico. So lots of under 25 riders get a chance, and that is something that really catches my eye. But before I let you go, Mark, I have a question for you. You tell me, this is a trick question. How tall is the flagpole? And if you have that right, how big is the flag in meters, please? In meters. Now, there you go. Tell me.
Are you trying to make me look stupid on air? I would guess that pole is 100 meters high. I have no idea. No idea.
You read the editorial documents. Okay, well done, well prepared. 100 meters high, 50 meters across, and 28 meters down. So the flag is, what is that? That's more than 1,000 square meters. Just some side information brought to you on GCTV.
I prepare and do my homework. Frederik de Backer, thank you for your time today. He is one of the many commentating options available for you on GCTV. You can catch him on your English feed later on today as we get ready for round one of the Global Champions League. We'll take you through just some of the teams that you can look forward to in the starting lineup. Prague Lions will be the first team out the gate. Peter de Vos and Anna Kelnerova will be the first combination out. We spoke about youth. We spoke about a handful of riders that are coming through and making a refreshing new take on GCL. Well, Jet Whittaker will be out for Madrid Emotion alongside Eduardo Alvarez Aznar as well. They will be the second team to come out. Istanbul Sultans, they need to turn things around. London Knights will again their new look combinations for 2022 will follow. Berlin Eagles, your championship leaders in Ludger Beerbaum and Christian Kukoc will be fifth out the gate, led by the very experienced pairing of Derek Kenny and Ben Mayer for Paris Panthers. Saint-Tropez Pirates and Cannes Stars will bring us to our halftime break. You will rejoin us here in studio and we'll give you an update as to how things stand before we make our way through the second half. The second 8 teams that will be competing for the Mexico City title this weekend as far as the Global Champions League is concerned. Who were the winners back in 2019? We'll remind you very quickly and take you back to that moment and a very different, really different looking team for the Shanghai Swans. You may well recognize Peter Fredriksson coming out here for the Swans back in 2019 on their way to victory in the Global Champions League. Already wearing that armband and the sunglasses. We know the look all too well. Alongside him, Daniel Deusser. And there are the sombreros. That is what we need to get Frederik de Backer before the end of the weekend. He needs to find himself wearing a Longines sombrero before the weekend is up. This is GCTV, this is Mexico City, and we stand by and get ready for round one of Global Champions League action. Stay with us as we bring you the best in show jumping, as we always do. This is GCTV. Let's go to some Global Champions League action